Hola, this is Carpacha with the weekly Paleo report for February 25th of 2014. I'm out here with the cows. Moon's over here in Capricorn. I'm on the top of the mountain here, just like the old mountain goat. I'm overlooking San Jose, Costa Rica, and giving this astrology forecast for this week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, that moon goes into Aquarius. Friday, she moves into Pisces, and by golly, if we don't have a new moon in Pisces, right in between, it's a new moon sandwich in between Neptune and Chiron. Beautiful. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And in addition, this is such a very interesting week because we have Mercury on Friday stations, stays still, and goes direct. Saturday, Mars stations and goes retrograde. Sunday, Saturn stations and goes retrograde. This is in 1 week. We have 3 planets stationary. We want to see just what the heck that is about and what is going on and what that signifies. Yeah? In the meantime, that Mercury stations to go direct square Saturn. And Mars stations to go retrograde as Venus catches up to it, and we've got a Venus square Mars this week. And that Venus is going to keep going forward right into an opposition with Black Moon Lilith, who is at the tail final degrees of Cancer, just about ready to go into Leo. So we have a T-square actually. It's a Venus opposite Black Moon Lilith. Both of them square Mars. And of course very close to being square the moon's nodes. So let me see if I can find a spot here and talk about what that means. All right, let's try to figure out what all of this means before one of these cows jumps on me or the or the owner of the property comes out here and tells me to get lost. Oh man, not quite as relaxing as last week where I was on public territory. This whole thing of private property. Anyway, what are we looking at here? Wow, we are looking at, first of all, we had that third quarter square moon, and now we're closing, completing, finishing until this weekend we have a new moon, a new birth. So this moon is closing, finishing, completing, letting go. And at the same time, the Saturn and Mars are both going, put the brakes on. This has been a very interesting time period because, through December we had this Venus retrograde. No sooner does Venus go direct, then Mercury goes retrograde. Now Mercury's been retrograde for 3 weeks. No sooner does Mercury go direct, then Mars and Saturn go retrograde. And they're going to be retrograde for months. So it's just like, boom, boom, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And this is the kind of thing that's going on right now. I feel as if this is the kind of like the universe. Rudolf Steiner said all of education is the teacher teaching the children how to breathe. He said that's what education is all about in the Waldorf system. Yeah, teaching the children how to breathe. And we are at this time now, I would say that we are at the maximum inhale. We've expanded our balloon, we've expanded our lungs, we've expanded our arena or our actions, our control, our creativity, It's like the sun is at 12 o'clock noon in our lives. It's like we're big. The peacock, you know, we're all spread out. Our feathers are all spread. Or the tom turkey, you know, has got his chest all the way out. It's like we're out. And out there, it's stressful. And there's a lot going on. And as we expand, we bump into the boundaries and our own limitations and other people's boundaries. I'm trespassing. I went onto this other guy's property to do the Pele report. This is perfect. You know? It's you know, and so like we're meeting our boundaries. And we've got Mars in Libra, North Node in Libra right now. Other people, our relationships, actively reminding us of our boundaries, and it's square to this Venus and square to Lilith. And we got, did I tell you Mercury is square Saturn? Yeah, this you know, so you know, this is a time where the communication can be tough, and it's hard to say our boundaries to other people. It's like, knock it off, you're trespassing. And then we got other people, you know, hounding us, going, you know what, this is as far as I can go, or this is as far as I want you to go. And this is what the square is about. This is what the tension is about. This is we're at our maximum expansion. And so what's it time to do? Put on the brakes. Mars and Saturn station. Mercury goes station. What's Mercury station? Meditation. Stop thinking. What's Mars stationary? Stop acting. Yeah, what is Saturn stationary? You know, grow up, come into your wisdom, come into your truth. I just got back from 10 days with, you know, Miguel Angel, Mayan teacher. The answers are not out there. Joy is not out there. Success is not out there. It's not how much we can control, create, do, manage, master out there. It's all inside. So what do we have? A new moon coming around in Pisces, conjunct Neptune and Chiron, and it's trine to Jupiter down here in Cancer. These are water signs. Opposite, yeah, Venus in Capricorn, Earth. Water and Earth are feminine, receptive, internal. It's time to exhale. It's the big let go. It's the big release, the big allow, the big all right, maybe I'm not as big as I thought I was. Maybe I'm trespassing or something. Maybe I need to like humble myself, shrink myself a little bit so that I'm not, you know, in your territory, in your space. Listen. Yeah, Mercury stationary. Time to listen. Venus in Capricorn. Capricorn. Saturn is about reflection. That Saturn is still in Scorpio. This Jupiter in Cancer is I need to feel my own internal feelings and my own self and not get distracted, not get caught up in, not get lost outside myself. In this relationship, this partnership, this business enterprise, this philosophy, this action. So yeah, that's the kind of, you know, so this week is, and this can be what? Healings. A new moon conjunct Chiron. You know, Chiron is the wounded healer, and it's very often a healing crisis. And what is that? We know problems aren't solved at the same vibration or the same level that they're created. Chiron goes outside the orbit of Saturn and reaches that orbit of Uranus, the unconscious, the personal unconscious, the aha moments. So this is a time. Chiron was the father of homeopathy. This new moon is about researching, studying, becoming aware of all the other options. Where? In Pisces. Multi-dimensional awareness, spirit awareness, the etheric, the astral realms. Pisces is the dream. Neptune, god of the oceans. Unity consciousness. It's not here. It's not out there. It's not third dimensional. It's not, it's not in my mind or my thinking, because I think in pluses and minus, ones and zeros, good and bad, right and wrong. No, 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 no. It's outside of thinking. Pisces is chaos. This can be a week of chaos. A new moon in chaos. Not only a new moon is what? Setting the tone for the whole month. Guess what? This could be a frickin' month of chaos. Wow. But that month of chaos on this plane, in this world, is that things don't make sense and things don't go my way. But as I listen to the divine, as I listen to life, source, spirit, my inner guidance, my unconscious, whatever you want to call it, it makes a different kind of sense. Let's call it heart sense. Yeah? This is a week, this is a month of coming into heart sense. Sensing things with our heart. Making sense out of our relationships and our experience and what's going on around here in our daily reality. Making sense out of it with our heart, not our logic and not our thinking. So yeah, we've been reflecting for 3 weeks of Mercury, and it will be time, with Mercury going direct now, things will straighten out. It will be time to talk about, have conversations about, do planning for the future, do envisioning new future communities, new inventions, new innovations, new ideas as this Mercury goes direct. And we're getting the downloads from that new moon in Pisces. It's going to be really awesome. But again, all I got to say is it's not really time to be doing it alone. Oh yeah, that brings me to, I got some feedback on last week. It's like, what about people who aren't in relationship? There's a lot of single people. And I talked a lot last week about, this Libra and partnership and relationship. And all I can say is you really need to look at your chart and where your soul intention is going and what your purpose is all about, to see where the direction lies. If your future lies in Taurus or Aries, or you're learning self-sufficiency and you've had, past lifetimes of relationship and codependency and things like that, this it can be a time of really sorting a lot of things out. But I will say, in so many cases, you have to see what is going on unconsciously and why a person is not in relationship. And it very often goes back with family constellations to what happened with mom and dad, and carrying on some of that unconscious stuff, and say, oh, there's no men around. Well, what puts you in a place where there's no men around? Or there's I can't, there's no women who understand me. Well, it's like, where are you? Where are you acting and being, and how did you get where you are? There's a lot of unconscious factors. And this is what, astrology and life is all about, is seeing and reflecting on, how did I create this? How did I create a situation where I want to be in a relationship and I'm not? Or where I'm, where it's like picking bones, or, dry, the well is dry. How did I get here? And what do I need to learn about this? Or, what is in this on a deeper level for me? That's what we're talking about with reflection. Is when, things aren't the way that you would ideally seek them or want them, or, are, looking for. There's other factors, there's other lessons to learn in your situation where you are. so that it can change. And as soon as you learn that lesson, bam! Yeah? It shifts. But if you're always busy acting, and you're not listening or reflecting or seeing what, unconscious, aspect of yourself is driving the bus or has gotten you where you are, you miss the lesson and things don't change. And you spin your wheels and you stay in the same job or the same house or the same relationship or the same country or the same religion longer than is really necessary. And it becomes, more stagnating or more difficult or less fun. Yeah. Oh. So that leads me right into this mantra for this week is if I don't stop and reflect on what's happened, but get lost in creating and controlling the action, I don't learn the lessons or see the wisdom that leads to my healing and soul evolution. Kind of says it all. I don't know if I need to say it in any other way. So you're at the top of the breath. Sometimes in Kundalini Yoga, right? It's like suspend the breath, do root lock, yeah? Tighten your lower chakras to force that Kundalini up. Suspend that breath and stay in that place for a little while. You can reflect. And then, they also say, when you stop breathing, you stop thinking. So one way to control your thoughts or stop thinking and move into that spirit place is to suspend your breath. That's a Mercury stationary, and then you really let go. It's best to do a little breath of fire, get the blood all oxygenated. Then you can suspend your breath for longer periods of time. And when you exhale, you can let the breath out for longer periods of time because your blood is oxygenated. So do a little breath of fire this week. Do a little meditation. Suspend the breath. Suspend your thinking. And feel that Jupiter in Cancer, that Black Moon Lilith in Cancer, that Venus in Capricorn. And get the lessons so you can move on. One more time if I can remember. If I don't stop and reflect on what's happened, but get lost in creating and controlling the action, I don't learn the lessons or see the wisdom that leads to my healing and soul evolution. Namaste. Aloha. So much love. This guy has just been staring at me and wondering what has been going on the whole time. Yeah. Namaste, mi amigo, mi amiga. Let's head on over here and see how these guys are doing. And just be like a cow this week and chew your cud. These cows sit and reflect, their horns picking up those subtle vibrations from far distant galaxies. These are our cosmic friends, the cows.